Jerry wanted to find the next wonderkind.
Yes.
It's not Wonder Kid for all those people out there.
Excellent.
All that, it's just German for Wonder Kid.
Don't worry about that.
That's not fancy.
It's a you'll get it. He wanted to find that guy with Jason Garrett, right? He wanted to prove, look, I can go find whoever and they're going to be, because it's the Cowboys. And then he was like, well, now I have to go get a coach with skins on the wall that the players will respect and have respect for. Well, how long would Kellen Moore fit in that mold where they're going to have respect for him no matter what, because the offense is an elite offense or whatever? And would he be able to take that role on? How much longer would he want to be an assistant coach before he said, it is my time to go do something? And would Jerry Jones make a decision of, I don't want to lose this one because we found a special one? I don't think he's ready quite yet. I think there's still some other things, and when it comes to organization of a game, organization of a year, that he needs to prepare for. This is his first season to show, I can make this offense elite, and I want to do it this year. But it's the best time to capitalize. It's the best time to, you are no more marketable than you just made the offense amazing. You were a Cowboys coordinator, and you can go get whatever job you want. But if he's going to be a head coach, there are some other things that I still think he has to kind of learn before he takes over that.
There are so many people that are saying positive things about him in that regards. It's like you just mentioned it when it's Jerry. Mike McCarthy said, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, that he thought Kellen Moore would be an excellent candidate to be head coach. Quote, I think he's ready. And then Kellen Moore said the right thing, the offseason thing. I don't care about it now, but I'd love that opportunity one day. So he'd love the opportunity one day. Mike McCarthy says he's ready. Jerry Jones seems to at least be insinuating, if not out flat out saying that he's ready. And he's got the numbers, or potentially the numbers, to back it up, because this is only his third year. And in 2019, they were first in fake total offense and sixth in points per game. Last year, despite losing your quarterback, they were middle of the road. 14th in fake total offense and 17th in points per game. And then this year, to be determined, because it's only been 2 games and they're 4th in total offense and 15th in points per game, which is a concerning gap, but it's only 2 games. What would it take for either you to feel like he's ready or the league to feel like he's ready? Is it got to be top 10 in points and offense? Is it something else, like not quantifiable by numbers?
No, and I will discuss this a little more with Mike here too, because for me, I do want to, if I'm the owner or a GM, not me personally, Kevin, but if I'm the owner or a GM,
Someday.
I do want to understand what his concept or his, what kind of defense does he want? Because Mike asked why Dan Quinn his defenses weren't more successful in Atlanta. And a lot of teams, I went back and looked at kind of like Tony Dungy's defenses. Sometimes they were good, sometimes they weren't. And sometimes those coaches that specialize on one side of the ball they let go of a lot of those responsibilities. And they're like, I'm going to pay attention to everything. I'm going to be a walk around, a clapper. I'm going to be one of those guys, and I'm going to let my coordinators, I'm going to delegate a lot of things to them and trust that they're going to do their jobs. But I want to know, if I'm owning or GMing a team, what does Kellen Moore's ideal defense look like, and is my team there? And I want him to be able to answer those questions of, is this team ready for
personnel?
Yeah, is this team ready for what you want to do?
Okay.
And I want to understand a clear vision from him of what he expects before I'm going to just say, okay, you had a really good offense. Now bring that offense here, because our offense isn't good, but our defense looks like it's good. Because if he comes in and is like, well, I don't really love your defense, and here's all the holes in it, and we're going to have to fix all that, then maybe I wasn't as good in one area, and I couldn't just fix it with an offensive coach. But I don't know, man. I still think that he's also getting a lot of experience right now in the doing the interview process, the podium, doing all that stuff. So those things come along, and you don't want to have a coach that goes up there and looks like, what was it, the one that had the deer in the headlights look with New York, Adam Gase.
I was going to say, and I thought about Nick Sirianni too when he did his introductory press conference. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, so there are a lot of things that still, because as the general head coach, there are a lot of, you got to know personalities, you got to know your players, and you got to get to know them. And maybe it's not always just the X's and O's whenever you're drawing it up each week.
I think that he's going to be highly sought after. Chicago's probably going to have a new coach. Minnesota's probably going to have a new coach. So you think of Justin Fields and who they want to be with him for a long time. And Minnesota, I don't know exactly where they're going to go with the quarterback situation, if they're going to keep Kirk Cousins, sign him to another contract or go in another direction.
They got Mon there, so.
Yeah, and so I do think there's going to be opportunities for Kellen Moore. Now, will the guy Brady, the LSU coordinator who's gone to Carolina, what if Carolina goes 11-6 this year, or 10-7, and Darnold looks really good, and then you go, wait a second. I mean, this dude did at LSU, that was the best offense in college for the year he was there. Then he goes to Carolina. Him and the coach Matt Rule say we can turn Sam Darnold into the Sam Darnold everybody thought he could be, and they do that. I do think Kellen Moore could be a head coach next year. I don't think it says he's going to be, but I think that he could be a head coach next year, and I think there could be opportunities for him in different spots. That being said, if the Cowboys, let's say, go 10-7 or better, I think it puts you in a tough situation because you win the division. Mike McCarthy in his second year with his quarterback wins the division in his kind of first year to have this team healthy. So at least to have the quarterback healthy. Do you get rid of McCarthy and go, it was more Kellen Moore and we can't lose this guy? Or do you keep McCarthy, then lose Kellen Moore? Who's your offensive coordinator now? Because if you go back to, let's just say 8-9 the next year, or because Kellen Moore's not here. Here's the other thing too. I wanted to make sure that this is big, because I've had people call me up that have asked me about some of my former coaches. They want to get all the information possible, and I am not the main person they are talking to. But you don't think that if the general manager of, I'm just throwing out Chicago and Minnesota because those just make sense to me right now. You don't think they're going to ask Dak Prescott about Kellen Moore, and Dak's not going to say, you got to hire him as your head coach if you want Justin Fields to be I know that Dak would be losing him, but when Dak says that this guy is one of the reasons I'm so successful, that they're not going to look at it and go, we got our young quarterback here. How do we not take the words of Dak Prescott and not just do whatever Dak says? But I think Dak's going to say so many great things about him. I don't know how well he's going to interview, to Corey's point, but I do think if the Cowboys make the playoffs, and most likely it's because of their offense, that Kellen Moore will be offered a head coaching job.